Yo, what's up guys? It's your boy Anizi with What If Naruto was abandoned and executed by his family but got Urashiki's karma seal. So, let's get started. There, now the bat's out of danger, Tsunade said, looking to her left only to see Jiraiya walking up to her. So how is he? Jiraiya asked. He's out of danger. It seems Sasuke used his Chidori on him, piercing his heart, but most of it was healed thanks to the demon's chakra. He had some internal damage, but that was taken care of. He should wake up in a few hours or so, Tsunade replied nonchalantly. Good, you do know what's gonna happen now, right? Jiraiya asked. Of course, I'd been informed by you for the past month. It's what we have been waiting for this last 12 years to finally take revenge on the Nine Tails, Tsunade said. Yeah, everything will finally work out just how we planned, and Naruto will die for endangering the village by being born and letting himself be captured by the masked shinobi, Jiraiya said. Meanwhile, in the hospital, Naruto opened his eyes to see Kakashi glaring at him. Clearly angered, Naruto pretended to be confused. What's going on, Kakashi-sensei? He asked, only for Kakashi to glare. You damn demon, first Minato-sensei, then the village, and now Sasuke. You nearly killed him. You were meant to bring him back, unharmed. You're lucky we need the Jinchuriki back for what's about to happen, or else I would have left you there to die. Remember what I said before, those who abandon the mission are trash, but those who abandon comrades are even worse than trash. You, demon, are worse than trash. You should have died. But it's a good thing you didn't, cause what's going to happen to you, well, let's just say it's going to be worse than death, Kakashi said, body flickering to Sasuke, as Naruto was then kicked out the hospital. He on the way saw the rookies, and as he approached them, he saw them looking at him with anger. Suddenly, Tenten started throwing kunais at him, but he was too weak to dodge. However, that didn't seem to affect her, as she kept on throwing it at him. You're a demon. Only a demon can dodge me, the great Tenten. I'm going to use it as target practice, she says, as Naruto got angry. When suddenly, Hinata and Neji closed the gap and tried to 64 palm him, but Naruto, being faster and stronger than them, easily blocked every single one of their strikes. You damn demon, I can't believe I loved you. How dare you touch my beautiful hands? How dare you lie to me that it was you that saved me when it was... Don't worry, you'll find out who it was, Hinata yelled as Neji tried to hit him from the back, but Naruto slapped him. I knew you couldn't escape fate. It was fate to find out that you were actually a demon. I should have known that you used your powers to cheat, you demon Nine-Tails vessel, Neji said. Naruto got angrier and angrier, but then he heard footsteps approach him after Ino, Kiba, Shikamaru Choji, and everybody else were done beating him or mind messing him up. Suddenly, the footsteps stopped as he was face to face with Sakura, who tried to slap him but he dodged. How dare you hurt my Sasuke-kun, you stupid demon? Sakura yelled, going for a punch, but Naruto caught a fist and punched her straight in the face, sending her flying into a water cannon on the roof. As suddenly the arm appeared. Naruto Uzumaki, for assaulting Tsunade-sama's apprentice and for nearly killing the last Uchiha, you are under arrest, they said as they grabbed him, taking a struggling Naruto to the council room. Meanwhile, in Tsunade's office, Tsunade was preparing for what was going to go on as she heard a knock. Come in, Tsunade says. After that, some people she recognized walked in, 4 to be exact. Oh, so you're finally here. Does that mean it's time to enact the plan? Tsunade asked, smiling. Yes, that is right. It's been too long since we've been in this village. How has our son been? The man asked. Well, he just came back from a mission to retrieve the Uchiha kid. He actually did pretty good beating the Uchiha who's been trained and he hasn't been trained, but you know what we're going to do. We're going to blame everything bad on him, Tsunade says. As she smiled, it was time to enact the plan. That's good. I think it's time to think that an Uzumaki like him could barely contain the beast power inside of him. That's so sad, but it doesn't matter. We have 2 children who did inherit the Uzumaki clan power strongly and will tame that beast, especially my daughter who's inherited Kushina's special chakra, Minato said, as he gestured towards the 2 kids who walked up. So these are the bats you mentioned. They're fully grown now, Tsunade says, as when she said that, the 2 bats ran at them. Ba-chan, they yelled, as Tsunade smiled. Ah, Menma and Mito, how are my godchildren doing? We're doing good. We were kind of mad that you left us to go and help that demon boy, but hey, at least you managed to make sure that the demon never got any power, so that we can execute him and take all of his power. Menma said. Yeah, that demon, I can't wait till he dies. He's such an evil baka, Mito said. Well then, let's do this. Let's head to the council room. Well, you, Tsunade, we'll wait here so we can surprise him in his cell. I can't wait to see my failure son of a face when he realizes his entire life was a fake, so that we could see him die today. Even his precious Gigi was in it, Kushina said mockingly, as everybody in the room started laughing as Tsunade teleported to the council room in a body flicker. In the council room, Naruto entered the council room and thought, why would Grandma Tsunade want me to come here? Naruto asked, kind of confused and out of breath, only to see the glares and hatred of the civilians and of the shinobi council as well. Naruto Uzumaki, do you know why you are here? Tsunade asked. Granny, why am I here? I just got out of hospital, Naruto asked. Show some respect to the Hokage brat. She is the Hokage, a legendary figure, one of the 3 Sannin. How dare you, a lowly mortal orphan, call her granny? The elder Koharu said as Naruto looked back at her and flinched at her when she yelled. He looked towards Tsunade, who held a serious expression, as Naruto started to think that, was he in trouble? Did he do something wrong or something like that? Ambu, restrain Genin Uzumaki now, Tsunade said angrily, shocking Naruto. In an instant, Naruto was surrounded by 4 Ambu who quickly restrained him. They both had each one of his limbs in their hands, holding a knife towards each part of his body that was vulnerable, the main being his neck. Granny Tsunade, what's this? Asked Naruto, feeling worried and betrayed. That's Lady Hokage to you, brat. During a fight with Uchiha, you almost injured the brat to a point where he is now in coma, Tsunade said. But I had no choice. He wouldn't listen to me. I begged and pleaded with him, but he wouldn't come back peacefully. It's like he didn't want to listen to me, Naruto says. Your teammate Shikamaru Choji Neji Lee Kiba say otherwise. They say that he was affected by Orochimaru and he was begging you to help him overcome this. But you laugh, saying, if I kill you, Sakura will be mine, said Danzo. That curse mark was affecting him, and I don't know what they said, but they're lying. They attacked me for no reason. He had complete control of his actions, Naruto yelled. Enough nonsense, boy. Not only did you severely injure a fellow shinobi of the leaf, but you also used the Nine-Tails power in the process. That would have killed the boy, no doubt, so I don't see any flaws in their story, Koharu screeched. But what about me then? He stabbed me in the chest with a Chidori and tried to kill me multiple times in that fight, Naruto said, his anger boiling. It matters not. Your actions have brought us here today, Uzumaki Naruto. From this moment, you are to be imprisoned and have your chakra sealed away. Now, Ambu, take him away. Your punishment will be decided at a later date by the council, Tsunade said as the Ambu nodded. Wait, I don't understand why you're doing this. I only did what you told me to do. I had no other choice, Naruto yelled as he was dragged out by the Ambu. He looked back only to see and have his eyes widen when he saw Danzo, Tsunade, and everybody in the council secretly smirking. He was going to be thrown in prison with seals covering his body. As that will happen, his entire body was suppressed of his chakra. Wait, I only did what I had to. I had no choice, Naruto yelled as the doors behind him were slammed, and now all he saw was a cellar. A few hours had passed as Naruto sat there thinking about what had happened. He was imprisoned for bringing back Sasuke when suddenly the door opened and Naruto was shocked to see Tsunade, not Granny Tsunade, but yes, Tsunade walking with the fourth Hokage, a red-haired woman, and 2 children that looks like one of them looked like him and one of him looked like Naruto-chan, but with red hair. Fourth Hokage? I thought you were dead, Naruto said, only to see the fourth look at him with disgust. So, this is what you are. So sad. How pitiful are you, Naruto? Minato said. What? Naruto asked, shocked that his idol was saying this. The fourth Hokage, the person whose head he sat on whenever he was sad. You know, kid, I almost feel bad for you. Almost, Tsunade said, smiling. Tsunade, why are you doing this to me? Naruto yelled, almost hoping to hear that she was blackmailed. We are doing all of this for the sake of peace, Naruto. Minato replied for Tsunade, who nods. Peace? What kind of peace can come from this, you? Naruto was about to say something more, but Minato glared at him, and the mere killing intent scared Naruto. This was all planned 12 years ago, son, Minato says. Son? What the hell do you mean? What are you on about? I'm not your son, Naruto yelled. Do you think our baby boy will be this dense? Such a shame. What leaving here has created, Kushina said. Well, the academy made sure that he failed on purpose. After all, we couldn't have a weapon that's able to think for itself, can we? Tsunade says deviously, shocking Naruto. As this woman started laughing, the red-haired woman, along with Tsunade, at how, and Naruto was shocked at how the woman he considered a grandmother talked to him and about him. I'm your father, Naruto, and this is your mother, Kushina, and this, well, these two over here is your brother Menma, Minato said as Menma stepped up, and your sister Mito, Minato said as Mito stepped up. Oh, what? Naruto stuttered out. 12 years ago, during the Naito's attack, we noticed that you inherited more of my traits, the Namikaze, than your mother's Uzumaki, so we decided to use you as a scapegoat for the village to vent their anger out, so that when Menma and Mito returned, they wouldn't be angry. After that, we planned to return and have you executed, claiming we killed the demon, while we split and sealed the demon's power into Menma and Mito, creating the ultimate Jinchurikis and weapons to create peace and rule the entire world under Leaf's banner. They have been trained from a young age to be able to harness the Kyuubi's power, Minato said. What? Naruto asked, feeling betrayed. Years before you were born, Jiraiya came to me. He said that he would be training a child of prophecy, the one that would either bring peace to this world or destruction. So I chose to acknowledge the prophecy was about my children Mito and Menma, as they inherited the Uzumaki more than you, and the Uzumakis were the clan of the Sage of Six Paths, one of them. We decided to let the world think that we died while we trained in Ushigakure, while in reality, people thought we were dead. We were training our two children of prophecy, while you will be using as a scapegoat, Minato said. Naruto's eyes widened as he heard this. He was a pawn. Their pawn. That's right, Naruto. You now realize you were nothing but a sacrificial pawn in order for the prophecy to be fulfilled and to defend your brother like any other big brother should, Minato said. How pitiful to think that you would be our child. We'd at least hope that you showed some sort of promise, but sadly no. Dead loss, really? Kushina asked, disgusted. Wow, to think we're related to you. So sad, Menma said. By the way, thanks for showing Hinata how good I am. I know you had a crush on her. I'll be happy to let you know that she is mine. We have been dating since we first met, and when I took credit for you saving the Hyuga princess, I remember she was like, oh, Naruto-kun save me. And I was like, you know that wasn't Naruto-kun, right? It was me, your Menma-kun. And then she switched up. Menma said, taunting as he laughed, as Naruto's eyes widened. That's why Hinata started hating him that one day. So you left me here to suffer while you ran and hid from the world? Naruto asked. Yes, we trained the siblings the best we could, but our true goal is to undo what the first Hokage did, giving tail beasts to the other great nations. We will take them back so that the man in the mask cannot achieve his goal, wherever that is. That power should only be in the hands of Konoha, in the hands of the Uzumaki Namikaze family. We will conquer every village. It is written in the prophecy, and then we will rule as the saviors of the world, with Konoha being the only and the strongest village in existence. And it all begins with you being sacrificed one last time, Minato says, as he smiled at Naruto, who looked at him with disgust, as he looked at his sibling's mother and Tsunade lifeless. Your punishment has been decided. You will be publicly executed in front of the village in the Chunin exams arena in 1 week, Tsunade says. Well, why? Naruto asks. It's simple, really. You're going to die so that the Ninetales power can reform, and then we will use the Shinigami. We'll have one of our people use the Shinigami mask to extract the soul, and while we seal the chakra of the Ninetales into Menma and Mito, creating perfect Jinchurikis capable of using the full Naruto's power. Then we'll wage war against the other nations, taking them over, and then there'll be peace. Peace under the Uzumaki Namikaze family banner, peace under Konoha banner. So be happy, my worthless son. You get to be useful for once in your life. Don't worry, we'll make you a hero. Or maybe not. Who knows? It depends on what we're feeling, Minato says. Your death will lead to true peace, Kushina says. As Tsunade, Menma, Mito, Kushina, Minato, all of them walked out of the room. Naruto processed everything he heard, and he couldn't help but feel the feeling of betrayal and abandoned. Tears streamed down Naruto's face as he lay on the floor and cried. For the first time in his life, he was not putting up his smiling mask. Instead, he was crying. Naruto had given up. Eventually, the news of Naruto's impending execution spread through the village, and everybody celebrated not just the death of the Demon's Day, but the return of the fourth Hokage Red Death and the kids. Among the celebrating was the rookies, who all celebrated knowing that they had a better male version of Naruto that was strong and didn't do pranks and wasn't annoying, and even a female version of Naruto which Kiba really wanted. Kakashi was one who was told about the plan by Minato, so he made sure that Naruto didn't receive any training, as did Jiraiya. He didn't know his sensei was alive, so he was happy when his sensei returned to kill the demon. A week had gone by, and today was the moment everybody was waiting for. They were all gathered in the Chunin exams arena. They were cheering, celebrating, waiting anxiously for the execution of the demon that killed their family members a long time ago. Ladies and gentlemen, today we'll put down the traitorous demon that has plagued our village and hurt the last Uchiha, Tsunade says, as everybody cheered. As full army was seen bringing Naruto, as he was being brought, people were booing at him and throwing stuff at him. When he arrived to the execution thing, he was dropped to his knees, his head put in it, his arms were also in it, as a knife was raised by his head. Any last words? Tsunade said, as Naruto looked at the woman, smirking down at him. He couldn't help but turn towards Jiraiya, who was in the distance, watching this with a smile, along with Minato, as well as Kushina, who's with her friends, Kurenai, as they all watched what was about to go on. Kill the demon! Avenge those that were killed by that monster 12 years ago, yelled the demonic civilians. Seeing these reactions for everyone, Naruto knew that he no longer wished to protect such a pathetic village. I'll say this once, so listen up, you old bitch. And this goes for everyone here, Naruto says as they listened, wanting to hear what the last words of the demon begging and screaming would be. I will say this once, you old hole, you better hope that I die, because if there's even a single strand of me left, I will destroy you. I'll burn your life. And to you, Tsunade, Kushina bitch, Menma fucker, and Mito fucker, I cast the kin deserter seal, Naruto says, as Tsunade screamed, no, what have you done? You ruined everything! As she felt her chakra fade, her Uzumaki chakra, as 100 healing marks and all Uzumaki jutsu knowledge faded from her, as well as Menma, Mito and Kushina, as both Tsunade and Kushina were now old people. They have lost their Uzumaki healing factor and life force. Minato, he ruined it all. We are no longer Uzumaki. We need to stop it. He could be the child. Damn it. Minato was about to stop Kakashi, but then Danzo yelled, execute the demon now, as Naruto's head was cut off by Kakashi bringing down the blade. But before that could happen, suddenly a portal opened up and a man came out of it. This man had pale skin and Bakugan eyes. No, the man said, as he paused time just before the blade could hit Naruto, and went over to Naruto. I don't know what's going on, Naruto Uzumaki. I think we might be in an alternate time period, because from where I came from, the future I came from, you were so much more powerful. Nobody could touch you in that world. You were the 7th Hokage, the strongest being in the universe. The person who wiped out the entire Uzumaki Otsutsuki clan. And, well, you're gonna die over here, so I might as well take your body. Knowing what kind of monster you grow to be, it'll be useful to me. I'll be the strongest Otsutsuki if I have the body of the person who defeated Shirai Otsutsuki with ease. The person who even Boruto Uzumaki and Kawaki Uzumaki couldn't defeat. You, Naruto Uzumaki, are a legend, and I, Urashiki Otsutsuki, choose you to be my vessel, Urashiki said as he touched Naruto's placing a karma on him. As the little tiny part that was grazed by the sword healed, as Naruto felt his eyes burn as red and blue Rinnegan appeared in his eyes. He then moved from where Kakashi was, as the chakra seals that were placed on him, well, they never really affected him anymore because he now had Otsutsuki chakra, which couldn't be sealed by mere mortal seals. He then started to fly up as he unfroze time. Like I said before, you better hope that I died, because now I will show you that I was serious. I will burn everyone you know and love, Naruto says as he aimed his hand at the civilian council. Shinra Tensei, Naruto yelled as they were all blown away. No, monster, demon, why? The civilians closed their eyes and yelled as they watched their family members be killed. Mama! Naruto heard the screeching voice of the ugly, smelly, disgusting cunt known as Sakura crying out and laughed. Naruto pulled her to him as he ripped off those lumps on her chest. Mika screamed as he jabbed his hand straight through her womb, completing her erasing ability to make kids. Ha 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 ha. Now you'll never have Uchiha kids, you dirty, ugly brat, Naruto says as Sakura cried. Minato, Jiraiya, Kushina, Tsunade, and the siblings get out shocked, were angry. Naruto, you pawn, what are you doing? Minato yelled. I am doing what I promised, you disgusting man. Like I said, if you failed in killing me, I'll make you regret it, Naruto says as he pulled Kakashi towards him. Naruto noticed Minato's eyes turned to one of fear. Kakashi, no, Naruto, please don't do this. We can talk this out, please, Minato says, not wanting to lose his last student, as Naruto started laughing. Oh, so his death will hurt you? Naruto says as he formed the chakra rod and stabbed it straight into Kakashi, killing him, putting out Obito's Sharingan and destroying it. Kakashi! Minato yelled. Damn you! He yelled as he threw kunais at Naruto and teleported towards Naruto. Yes, Shinra Tensei slammed him and the kunais away. But anyways, I'll give you 3 years to prepare, because exactly 3 years from now, I'll destroy this village, Naruto says. But I think I should make you suffer before I leave first, Naruto says as he aimed his hand and a black hole formed. Planetary devastation, he yelled as half of the village was destroyed and turned into a small moon, which Naruto threw at the Hokage monument, destroying it. See you later, Naruto says as he teleported away. Naruto! Minato yelled as he fell to his knees crying as Kushina came and hugged him, now ugly and old. I swear, Minato, we'll get revenge. I swear, Naruto, I'll destroy you, Kushina yelled, along with Minato, as he looked at the space where Naruto had left from. 2 years later, Iwagakure, stone shinobi and villagers were seen running as a blonde man with yellow hair, blue and red glowing eyes, walked. In his hand was the head of the Tsuchikage. A woman, the grandniece of the man who she killed, rushed at him. Damn you, you fucking foolful Kages, bastard. I'll kill you for killing my grandpa, she yelled. Worthless, you can't touch me. Naruto Otsutsuki, a god, Naruto says as he brought his eyes in front, and before she could even touch him, Shinra Tensei, he yelled, sending the girl flying away. Naruto then started to hover up in the sky. Iwagakure, you have made the last mistake by coming after me. For what? Being related to that trash father, Minato Namikaze. My genes don't even align with his anymore. Can you see my hair turning white? Well, that's because it's getting rid of that disgusting bastard's DNA. The day your Kage ordered my head, the day your council approved it, was the day your Kage and your council signed your entire village's death warrant. To think that any of you lowly mortals can even have the audacity to think about killing a god like me is disgusting, Naruto says as he brought out his hand forward, and all he heard was, monster, you're exactly like your father. This pissed off Naruto Uzumaki. He heard many insults before, but he didn't care, as that was just some pathetic mortal calling him that. But being compared to Minato, that is what pushed Naruto. That was the Naruto button, and when you pressed it, angry Naruto would appear as Naruto's anger rose. What the hell did you just say, mortal? Did you just say I'm related to that power-hungry, abandoning piece of shit? You want me to be a monster? Fine, I'll be the monster you want. A sin of humanity. Very well. You will all die. Shinra Tensei, Naruto yelled as he watched the entire village be destroyed, turned to nothing but rubble. As Naruto then flew to the outskirts of Iwagakure and found Han and Roshi, he looked at them, put them to sleep, and summoned the golden muzzle, extracting their tail beasts. Akatsuki had done some work for him. 1, 2, 3 and tails were now extracted by them, but soon the other 10 tails shall form, and I'll use my Rinnegan to evolve even further. But first, I need to take care of a little problem and also free a certain woman from her prison, Naruto said, smiling as he thought of Kaguya and how beautiful she looked from Urashiki's memories. Naruto couldn't help but think of everything that happened. He remembered getting memories of Urashiki, Otsutsuki, his experience, everything. He knew everything. He knew he would die if not for him saving him. When the Otsutsuki placed the karma in him, the Otsutsuki's power was drained by the 8 trigram seal that was enhanced by the Shinigami and used to heal him. Urashiki was then separated from the karma and therefore his chakra, which the 9 tails gloated at and took the chance to kill the powerless Otsutsuki who was in the same cell as him. In other words, Naruto gained the full power of the karma seal without actually having the ability to be possessed. He managed to get all of Urashiki's memories and experiences, but not being taken over. After acquiring the memories and experiences, Naruto knew what he had to do. He had 2 plans. First was free Kaguya, and then the second was to, use a certain Otsutsuki that was hiding on this planet called Jigen or Ishiki, and, use his 10 tails and him as a sacrifice to that 10 tails to create the God Tree. After his betrayal, Naruto didn't care about any humans or animals on this planet. He saw them as nothing more than as cattle to be drained of the chakra along with the entire world. His plan was to evolve, consuming the chakra fruit, but first he needed the 10 tails of Ishiki and also Kaguya. Naruto found Kaguya intriguing. She would make a good mate as they both were Otsutsukis. Both would be despised by the clan because Naruto was a failed karma of Urashiki, while Kaguya herself was, she was meant to be a slave from what Urashiki's memories told her, but she rebelled against her master, Ishiki, so she was deemed a traitor. And that was why he teamed up with Zetsu, secretly aiding the Akatsuki with Obito. Pain had died when Naruto summoned the husk away from him, as pain was connected to that, since Naruto needed to seal some Biju's away into it, which means that Obito would now have his Rinnegan, which didn't really matter to him because Obito was part of the sacrifice needed. Naruto then focused as he arrived to the hideout of a secret organization that he was hunting down for such a long time that controlled all of the daimyo's courts, Kara. Naruto aimed his hand at the Kara hideout and yelled, "Shinra Tensei," killing everybody and everything as a figure walked out. "Urashiki, you have some nerve attacking," a voice said as Naruto chuckled. "Urashiki is gone, eaten by the nine tails, but I, Naruto Otsutsuki, the product of a failed karma fully working, is here, or as you Otsutsukis will call me, an human that took over the Otsutsuki, an abomination, and Jigen, or should I say Ishiki, I've come for your head," Naruto yelled. "You dare come for me, Ishiki? I am a god, and I will not let some mortal possessing a god's body and power tell me what to do," Ishiki yelled as he rushed at Naruto. Naruto, refraining from using jutsus, knowing that they will be useless against Ishiki's special eye, had a plan. He had accessed Urashiki's memories and knew how lacking Urashiki was, below average chakra reserves and limited knowledge of his arsenal and abilities. However, Naruto wasn't known as the unpredictable ninja for nothing. He had the upper hand. He already thought of several different ways he could abuse Urashiki's abilities. As expected, Jigen created cubes. He was like a bot, trained with a specific attack pattern. That's how Jigen or Ishiki fought. But Naruto activated his blue Rinnegan as it shown, and time froze. Using the red Rinnegan, he teleported and slammed the Rasengan, injuring Ishiki before he then placed some Otsutsuki level seals. These were beyond level 10 Uzumaki seals on Ishiki. These were movement restriction seals, mind numbing seals, making him incapable of making any coherent thoughts and moving. He then teleported Ishiki away to a Renegon dimension before teleporting away. Now that the plans are set, I have a plan to awaken the God Tree. Now all I need is to, bring Kaguya back to life, as I, Naruto, would need a mate, and none of these humans seem worthy. Since having Urashiki's memories and experiences, I see humans as nothing more than cattle, lower beings, Naruto said to himself. As he flew to Takigakure, once again he summoned the Garden Master and put Fu into it, extracted the 7 tails, having confirmation that Obito had, placed the 6 tails into it already. Eventually he made it to the Cloud Village with Obito. He subdued Killer Bee, while Obito was sure to extract Bee. While Naruto fought and humiliated the Raikage, it was really simple. The lightning armor was nothing when Naruto could just absorb it away from him. Naruto just absorbed his lightning armor and just, for one punch the Raikage, sending it flying away, and whenever the Raikage used long range jutsu, he absorbed it as well. After the 8 tails was sealed, Naruto sent a wave of 9 tails chakra into the husk after they teleported out of the Cloud Village into the Rain Village. As then it roared and the 10 tails had awakened. Go on, Obito, become the Jinchuriki of it, Naruto says as Obito complied. However, as soon as Obito transformed, he was stabbed in the back by Zetsu. Why Zetsu? Obito asked, looking at Naruto for help, only for Naruto to laugh. You are a pawn, Naruto says as Kaguya appeared. Urashiki? No, Ashura. No, not Ashura. You're not Urashiki either. Who are you? She asked, confused. I am not Otsutsuki. I'm the reincarnation of your grandson. Well, not the reincarnation, transmigration of your grandson, Ashura. I am what happens when an Otsutsuki, like Urashiki, fails to use a karma seal, Naruto explained. Why have you helped me? I'm a rogue from the clan. I betrayed the Otsutsuki clan, Kaguya asked as Naruto smiled. And to them, I'm an abomination, a human that took over Otsutsuki. Better we stick together, Naruto said, smiling as Kaguya for the first time smiled with a blush. As Naruto explained his backstory, Kaguya couldn't help but feel angry for Naruto. As then Kaguya responded with hers, and Naruto couldn't help but curse at the stupid idiot mortal that ruined Kaguya's life. The one that taught her to love only to take her away. He was a monster truly. A year had passed, and now Naruto was ready for his revenge. Before using Ishiki's tentacles to turn the world into a chakra fruit harvesting ground, Kaguya and Naruto agreed to destroy Konoha. Kaguya had grown closer to Naruto. Both had been betrayed by their families, were Otsutsukis that were despised, and they were despised by humans as well. Now they hovered above Konoha. Konoha Gakure! I, Naruto Otsutsuki, have come to destroy you, as I promised, Naruto says, looking down at the once prosperous village, now a dump. He's back! The demon's back! Quick, someone called the Full Kage! Yelled the villagers. As they did, the shinobi rushed and, Minato came running out. Naruto, I'll kill you for what you've done to my plan and for killing Kakashi! Yelled Minato as he threw kunais at Naruto, appearing behind Naruto, slamming a Rasengan. However, Naruto just used his karma seal to absorb the power. Weak, pathetic, disgusting. That's what you are, you dirty mortal, Naruto says as he formed a hand sign and grabbed him. Now, watch as your village dies, Naruto says as he used the almighty pool to bring his family, his ex-family, close to him as he made them watch as he extended his hand out towards the village. Shinra Tensei, Naruto yelled as they witnessed the destruction of the village being turned into nothing but rubble. No! Minato yelled as he watched the village he sacrificed everything for be destroyed. You monster, you killed them all, he yelled as Naruto dropped them on the land. Upon landing, Kushina enraged at seeing her family be destroyed, sent chains still. Naruto just looked at them as if they were nothing, as he just said Shinra Tensei, sending the chains back and wrapping around her. You demon, I'll kill you for what you done to Hina-chan. You killed her because of jealousy, just because she wanted me and not you. Menma yelled quickly as he rushed, as Naruto looked at his little Rasengan. Pathetic, Naruto says as he created a bigger Rasengan, smashing it into Menma, destroying half of his body, leaving him barely alive. Menma ni! You demon, I'll kill you for what you've done to Nichan and to Sasuke-kun, Mito yelled as she rushed at Naruto, who just laughed and shot chakra rods into her, turning her into a pincushion without hitting her. Now, you lowly human, watch as Mito over here becomes a harvest for us, Naruto says as he summoned Ishiki's tentacles and then threw a frozen Ishiki into the mouth of the tentacles, watching it turn into a god tree. Naruto then threw Mito into the tree as Kaguya captured and enslaved many shinobi from civilians to shinobi from other villages and threw them into the chakra tree as a fruit was created and they divided it. In the next years, they repeated this, harvesting it, becoming the strongest Otsutsuki, even stronger than Shiba Otsutsuki, since Shiba Otsutsuki's body was on the planet Earth, which means its content was also harvested by the tree. As we now see Naruto sitting on his throne, as Kaguya was sitting on his lap as he kissed Kaguya. "So my wife, do you feel powerful?" he asked as Kaguya smiled. "Yes, my love," she said, purring as he looked at his slaves, Minato and Kushina and Menma, who were all distraught watching humans being used as food for power and slaves, and also being harvested, as Naruto and Kaguya removed the chakra from them, making them unable to save them, making them nothing but slaves to serve them. "Slave 1, Naruto says, getting Minato's attention. He was no longer named Minato, he was just named Slave 1. He had a number attached to him. "Get me another chakra fruit now," Naruto says, as Minato rushed quickly to get his master a chakra fruit. As Naruto watched him bring it back, he gave it to Naruto. Naruto ate it. Naruto smiled. This is what life should have been, power and a beautiful wife. But guys, that's all for this movie. Peace.